Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. My name is NutRaisin. We shall be playing more of PLO. PLO 10, PLO 20, well, mainly PLO 20, but we're waiting for just that to kick off and run it once. In the meanwhile, we have this one PLO 10 table. Let's also add some natural 8 tables while we wait for more run it once action. Starting the day off slightly behind. I think I lost, what should I lose playing off stream? Around 30 bucks, I think. $30, so a buy-in. A little more. Nothing too nasty though. So it's all good. Yes, nah. Ooh, PLO 20 kicking off. Now ain't that nice. Looks good. And we got a spot at the PLO 20 table. The spot where I should have folded pre-flop, but I haven't, and now we got ourselves into a situation here. And it's probably gonna be an all-in. I think it's just turns are gonna be nasty to play. We likely have the best hand now. You have some fold equity. Well, maybe not if he's has the overpair with diamonds, in which case we're probably not in the greatest shape. Oh wow, he has that. Well, that'll work for me. Shazam! So 3-bet, what was it? King 7-6-4 single suited, something like that. Let's hope this gentleman buys back in. Ah, Shazam! That worked out nicely. Right. I'll call it a decent start to the session. Not playing heads up, my friend. At least we're not hit and running Elaine. Actually, we're not hit and running at all. It's just we're just avoiding heads up. Which is a wise decision for me. Still, that was fun. There you go, that looks good. I don't even have to chat, hang on. I'm only half prepared. Write something in the chat. Give me a moment. What do we do here? Ace king to bluff. Hard to bluff is one thing, but I think we can go for the raise. Trying to ISO him. The hand is good enough for that. And if you get raised, it's easy let go. Okay. We could actually go for the small sizing here. Yeah, don't mind it. Do it. Why not do it with a middling hand for a change? And that's a pretty sexy turn. If you get a raise, we're never folding. And we take it down. Good stuff. So we bring up the chat. I'm woefully underprepared. Jesus. I hope none of you wrote anything so far. If you did, you might have to write it again. Or I guess I can see it in the stream myself. Oops. Do I want to run an ad break? No. Would not like to do that. Hate ads. Alright, so that's all set up. Then I guess I'm ready to add more tables. First, let's sit back down in the PLO 20 queue. I'm the only entry right now at Runner-Runs. However, there are 18 entries at PLO 50, which is alright. Nothing special, but alright. But what is special is that there are 12 entries at PLO 200 that run at once, and actually 2 at PLO 1000. I wonder what's going on there. And ever since the Forgathon streams, PLO 200 is running weirdly often. As in almost every day when I play it this time of day. Or even in the afternoon, so I see it running, and sometimes with rather impressive numbers, like 12, or even seen 20 entries not too long ago. Weird. Not for us just yet. Wait, that's the wrong button. That's still the table. Nothing's gonna happen here. And that in great amounts. Wow, we have friend of the channel, Epic Tilter, on our GG, or I should say Natural 8 table over here. Check it out. There, good luck. Let's wish the Epic Tilter some good luck. No, I don't think there is a good luck. Well, we're gonna call the top pair. And that's as far as turns go. I can deal with that one. Giving us 2 pairs. Sometimes he does show up with a hand that beats us. We all that often, no. Also, we do have a draw. Hey, and over here we have aces and we flopped that ace. Always pretty special. Heads up, out of position. Let's size it down a little bit. Don't want to lose the guy. And PLO 20 on run at once is starting as well. Wow. PLO addicted. Good to see you here. Am I playing at MPN skins? I have been playing. Yes, is the short answer. I'm going to give you a longer answer in a moment as well, as is my custom. That 4 doesn't make that much of a difference unless it's like an ace 3 with hearts, and we split this one up, it looks like. Alright. Cool. So I'll arrange the tables a little bit, PLO addicted, and then I'll give you a more extensive answer. That looks pretty rad, pretty tight. Put a space on the right, that's better. And here that looks nicely aligned as well. Good stuff. Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, the flopped set of aces did not get any action. So, let's give Epic Tilter the friend of the channel color here. More aces on the table, we just had aces. So, PLO addicted. Yes, I am playing at MPN skins. A little less now that I put in some volume on Natural 8. But I used to play there a lot. And before Runner once came around. Actually, the MPN was my main site. I still have money lying around there. And once Runner once came along, I shifted most of my, well, as much volume as I could and as I can still, present tense, over to RIO. But whenever I can't get enough tables there, I'm forced to utilize a third-party site. And MPN is still in the mix. I like MPN. I have nothing but good experiences with them. If you have any questions about them, then let me know. I have a HUD running there. If you would like to know how that works, then I happily answer. But in that case, I'll just point you to my Discord since I wrote out the explanation how to have a HUD going on MPN in detail on my Discord. And it's legal, by the way. You are completely fine running a HUD on microgaming. So it's a kind of interesting spot, or a pot. The spot maybe not so much, but the pot is kind of... Don't feel I could have bet at any point here the turn. We don't block any of the flushes, and at this point we're just letting it go. Could go for the... I don't see the point of going for the bluff. I mean, well, actually that's not true. We have the 9, we have the ace. Blocking all the straights just a tiny little bit. I don't know. Down here, what happened? We are the big blind. This guy opened. We called, I believe. Yeah. And then he bet on the flop. I'm just gonna check it with the 9 high flush on the paired board. Could go for value, yeah. Actually, and that's not because I've seen his hand now. Actually, I think I could have, or probably even should have gone for value here. A little bit. It's something I've gotten into the habit of going for thinner value more often, especially on flush boards. Not so much on paired boards. There, I'm not quite sure if the results are working out in my favor on the flush boards, however, but I used to shut down basically always when I didn't have the flush. It's working for me, betting a little more. With like straights and even sets. Sets, of course, and even 2-pair, I mean. Lollytech1, thank you very much for the follow. Cheers. Very nice. Yeah, in case you haven't been to the channel, or any of you haven't been to the channel, I do this full time. I stream PLO Cash most days of the week. Incidentally, tomorrow is one of my 2 days off in the week. But otherwise, I'm here. Here, I'm just gone. That's fine. Incidentally, those tables are not looking that hot. Our GG tables here, we have a regular friend of the channel, that's Ribas, right? And on this table, I mean, we have Epic Tilter here. This guy is fun to play against. Sure, the blue techs are usually fun to play against. But don't like either of these tables that much. So let's look for better ones. Greener pastures. Get raised by a... So far, a guy that's been classified as loose passive. Call that a good flop. Where's over here? Interesting. I think I'll actually check this one this time around. And here I'm pondering, but I think we're just gonna come over the top. Let it go on table 2 once a flush card rolled off. Having just a pair of 8s. I did have the queen high flush blocker. I don't think we have to fight for every pot. Especially since that was a small one. Here we would have gladly gone all the way. Yep. I like how all of these hands went. Blind, definitely my weak side. Heads up and blind versus blind spots. King 9-5. It's a loose aggro. We really don't like to get raised. I have plenty of other weak spots in my game. I'm not trying to say anything different, but heads up and blind versus blind, I recognize it as not being my strong suit currently. You take that one down, which is always neat. Don't need to look down and take it down a single big blind. Those tend to add up over time. Into 9-6 probably makes the cut. And we have to draw the line somewhere, so I'd say this one is a fold to a raise. Cool. Again, a rather thin hand. And again, when we're gonna drop for a raise, and we flop the wheel. That's pretty nice. What's the guy who's hard can fold river, 2 pots I bet in big pot. Okay, that's my note on him. A hand we're not folding to a raise. Quite a sexy hand as well. The queen jack 10-7, beautifully double suited. Not a nice flop for it though. Enigma Gambling, good to see you. Cheers, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, my pleasure, PLO Addicted. Hope you found it useful. Yeah, I'm gonna answer your next question in a moment as well. So here we let it go, easy peasy on table 1. Right, so I'm gonna give you a short and a long answer again for your question. Is it possible to make a living at PLO 25? Actually, the short answer is not as short, but it's shorter than the long one. Here the board pairs shouldn't really be a problem. I don't... Unless we up like something weird, like a queen deuce, 4 deuce. I don't see how that makes a difference. Get a fold. Here, that's a decent open-ish. Also, definitely calling the raise there. And folding on this board. Huh. Does theoretically give us a lot of equity. But this is a 3-bet hand. Opponents tend to be relatively aces heavy. Most opponents anyway. But that being said, I think it's just a little bit too much equity to be gained here. And we want to see a river. Now, if he pots it, we're hating life. We're definitely not in love with the spot. Oh, Lord. So we block 9's full, holding 9. We block 9-7. 7-6, something like that. Is possible. A7 is possible. Ace is definitely possible. Oh, Lord. We'll need to come back to that one here. A happier spot where we get 3-bet. Man, you know what? Once I make my hand here, I'm not folding it in this case. I fold a lot. He does have the A7, okay. I just want to note that I do fold a lot in this spot. Once I make the runner hand. And here the SPR, a little more than 1 money's gone in. If he has kings or anything that beats us at this point, then it's just the way PLO is. Well, he has a lot of outs. That is none of them, fortunately. We faded a lot of things here. Lose the medium-sized pots at PLO 10, win the all-ins at PLO 20, yeah, dig it. We built the city on PLO, Richie Rob, now I got the tune in my head. I might have to pay licensing fees now, so damn you, Richie Rob, for doing that to me and potentially costing me money. No, kidding, good to have you back, Richie. And shout out to you, man, how did your stream go yesterday? By the way, PLO Addicted, I have forgotten your question. I do have a custom shoutout command for you, right? I do indeed. Good friend of the channel, check Richie Rob out, streams no delay tournaments. As a very nice bloke. Live cash game background and gets into the world of PLO Elf. No limit tournaments, plays the 2-card magic variant of poker. And does so very well and in a very entertaining manner on his channel. Now finally getting to your question there, PLO Addicted. So the answer is yes, with an asterisk. The asterisk being it depends on your cost of living, and I guess on the country you're living in. If you're living, you know, in downtown Los Angeles or New York, then most likely the answer is going to be no. In my case, I have very low costs of living, so I can. For me, it's viable. It wouldn't be necessarily my recommendation, though, in a lot of parts of the world to most people to try to make a living at PLO 25. I'd say realistically, to give you a number, you're probably gonna make as a decent player on average somewhere between $1,300 and $2,000 a month. Of course, with the potential for a little bit more and definitely less too in there. But as far as the longer answer is concerned, for me it's viable since my costs of living are really low, and yeah, and also I enjoy doing it a lot. This also, you know, doesn't pay the bills, but does play quite an important role. And we are getting ourselves into some spots. Here we're calling, closing action. We have a suit, we have 2 pair, and flop the top set, which is always nice. This is a little bit iffy. I wish the 7 was an 8. But I don't think I'm getting away from it here. Although... Okay, now I was gonna say we're gonna play this multi-way a fair amount of the time. Play 3-way, flop absolutely nothing. And letting it go at this point now. It's of course beautiful, this gentleman betting into us. A board like this we can actually just call. And if he has the overpair, this looks like the gin card for him most of the time. Doesn't bite, so yeah, now I'll do my best to try to get the rest of him. Or from him, I should say. And that's working out wonderfully. Yeah, okay, once the turn came down like that, there's little he can do. Oh, that's not saying that, you know, he should have 3-bet that hand pre. That might be the same guy we took a buy-in off earlier. He showed up with the what now? The 6-5-4-3 triple suited. Wow. That's 6-5-4-3. Well, just gonna take a note on that. Man, the tables on RIO have been lively these last couple of days and weeks. Jesus. You may have won the gold mine. Whoa, Red Nibbler confirming. Congratulations, mate. Well deserved. You put a lot of work into your stream and your game. Happy to hear it. We turn nicely on this table, which is a nice change of pace. So PLO addicted. That being said, with making live at PLO 25, if you do well at PLO 25 and with low monthly expenses, or if you just don't make it, play it as a side income, then over the short or the long run, you're gonna make it to PLO 50. And I'd say this is where, for most places in the world, for people that, you know, have moderate goals, like short-term goals, mid-term goals, PLO 50 definitely viable in my mind. Size up a little bit without the flush card, why not? The GTO way would be to always use the same bet sizes, but opponents at PLO 20 or 25 are not going to exploit that. 200 followers by the end of the year. Maybe. Maybe. If Mr. Phil Gaffon streams a little more often and is kind enough to throw us more raids, then I think the chances are decent that that's gonna happen. Otherwise, I'm patient about it. That's not a big deal. So if we check it down and take it down, actually could have bet the river. Nah, don't need to. Here we 3-bet a min-bet open, bet to 50 cent. Out of position, we're gonna go with the standard sizing this time, which for me in this spot, for the most part, is 3/4. Yeah, we're gonna pot it, naturally. Given the SPR. Yeah, seriously, guys, check out Richie Rob. One of the nicest players on Twitch. Has an awesome channel. Always entertaining things happening in his house. So, PLO Addicted, let me know if I left out any aspects of trying to make a living at PLO 25, and I'll happily expand on my answer. Down here. We'll let it go. No brainer, I think. No. Looks like this guy is still sitting on the standard stack, checking these stacks of other players. No, doesn't look like he dusted off more money to other players so far. But he does have a fold button, impressive. Ha! Hey, welcome back, Cheating. And Stushi, hello, hello! I like the show, by the way. I don't think I've seen all the episodes, but it's a good British comedy show. I think it was called Hello, Hello, right? So now we have a pair in the double gutter. But no diamonds, if it's pot, we let it be. So first of all, welcome back, Chi-Ching. Give you a shout out as well. And when I say that Richie Rob is one of the nicest people on Twitch, this is certainly not a lie, and it is certainly, at the very least, true for Chi-Ching as well. A lot of nice people in this channel, man. Stushi resubbing for 4 months there. Thank you very much, Stushi. It has me grinning wide and no mistake. Cheers. It's immensely appreciated, man. Right over here, letting it be. Cheers, Sushi. 4-month resub, wow. So against a late position openness, these kings are a little bit definitely on the weaker end. We could fold them, but I'm not gonna. I don't want to. And we're gonna go for the raise fold here. It has the benefit that this guy is very tight. And so I assume he can fold here a decent amount of the time. Would prefer for the ace of spades to be out there than would be blocking a nut flush. But on an ace high board we're c-betting our entire range once we 3-bet. Wonderful, this time around it works. That's the beauty of it, if you bet like 1/4 or 1/3. Doesn't need to work that often to be profitable. Down here, what's happening? I'm the big blind, right? Nothing happened so far. This guy open limped. Was a curious choice of strategy. Stushi, just home from tennis. Man, I'm such a slouch. I need to do something physical besides walking the dog for a few minutes every day. Good for you, man. As in, like, the good for you in English is a peculiar expression, if you ask me. Always sounds slightly sarcastic to me, but it's never how I employ it. Really don't see like much that causes here that we beat. So I don't see the need for the value bet. We do take it down in the end. It's neat. And here, in a single raise pot, and a 3-bet pot, I certainly would have bet the board, I think. Flop. In a single raise pot, meh. Always here for the best shoutouts. Well, I don't know. I love that you perceive them as such. I mean, in the end, you could also say that they're a canned response, right? Since they're, you know, pre-made. But on the other hand, that's not the intention behind it either. They're custom-made for the people that are here a lot. I love that you like him, Chi-Ching. So there was something there. All right, my goal of isn't that many followers of the channel. This is where I'm pretty rather zen about the whole thing, since I really don't have any goals associated with the channel. I didn't have any when I started out, and since then, nothing is not much or not really anything has changed in that regard. And so everything that happens is always a great source of surprise and joy to me. Case in point, the 4-month resub. sushi. Makes me genuinely happy. So as the French would say, comme ci, comme ça. I'll take it as it comes. What do we do here against the short stack? We go about it the normal way and just call. Might develop into an interesting spot. So this flop certainly would have a different feel about it if I didn't have the backdoor flush draw. Call it for now, see what happens. We do turn the jack high flush. Here, I just want to switch over, see what Anthony shows up with. He did have a hand this time, wow. Fancy that. And he checks. Gonna go for the bet fold. We're almost never getting bluffed on a board like this. I can't recall when I've ever gotten bluffed. Here, normally a fold, 3 big blinds in the middle, probably makes it a call, although again slightly iffy because this guy is just so very active. Yeah, and that's the trouble right there. And now again we are in a, not the ideal spot, but I can't lay it down at this point, closing the action. Flop the gutter. This might be an interesting one for a check raise where the pot's smaller, but now in a 3-bet pot with a splash, just too big. As in, we get way fewer folds now if we check raise. Especially 3-ways. Ah, there was a lot of talking. Didn't even get to open more tables. Let's remedy that. Oh, hang on, before I open tables on GG, let's see if we can find more run-at-once tables. In that vein, probably ditch the PLO 10 table, yeah. That's good to me. What ended up happening here? Pay attention. A 6 rolled off on the river. Somebody, this guy had a full house. Wait, what happened? No, Anthony made a full house with the good old 7-5-4 deuce as a 3-bet. Okay, so we already have to note that he's 3-bet 6-5-4-3 triple suited. Don't need to add that. We know enough about this guy. Enough to actually give him the coveted pink shirt. For the demographer, well, I guess the direct way of saying it would be Maniac. I think it fits too. Let me just move this over. Sorry about the blank screen. And this is of course a rather beautiful flop for raising the Ace-6-5-4 double suited flop in the nuts with various redraws. I should say backdoor redraws. Yeah. Which you bespoke. That's good. Ching, agreeing with my thoughts on the good for you thing. Yeah, it's definitely a matter of the. What did you say? What was the word? Yeah, it's a matter of how you say it. Agreed. Catch up with the chat a little more in a moment. Man, I don't know how people like Pieface do it. I mean, I guess Pieface says he only plays 4 tables, which is all I'm playing right now myself. So I don't know. Der Alte, good to see you, der Alte. Cheers. Sluska, Musternut. Is it true that the typical kebab we eat in Europe was invented in Germany? As far as I know, it is true, yeah. The Döner. Döner macht schöner. Which loosely translated mean kebab makes you even more beautiful. But in Germany, of course, it sort of rhymes. In German, not in Germany. Rhymes outside of Germany too. I've been assured. Phonetically, languages sound the same, no matter where you go. Trudeau got 4 more years. Hey, I didn't even pay attention to that. Good for you guys. I hope. I mean, I'm not keeping up with the day-to-days of Canadian politics. But it seems like, as far as politicians are concerned, and as far as they have hearts, he seems to be in the rightish place. But let's not dive into, at least I will not partake into any political discussions. I can't really, I don't know too much about it. Tend to ignore that part of the world. That part of reality. Anywho, poker's what we're here for. Poker's what I'm here for, so let's play poker. And wow, Anthony now has a stack. I don't know how that happened, but I hate it. I'd love it if he was sitting over here. But having him to our left with a stack? Well, that's troubling. It really is troubling, man. I might do the unthinkable and red hole here. Something I these days only do when Super Splash promotions are on, when it makes sense not to be sitting deep. But this is one of the few exceptions. I love playing against the guy, as you probably can guess. Ah, man. I don't know. I'll stick around for... I'll make up my mind. I'll stick around for a few hours. You managed to sleep better last night. You don't say. Cheating. Happy to hear it. Oh, and he might not have the majority by the end of the year. Fair enough. This is gonna be a raise, and if he raises, we're gonna call. Especially if he raises. Over here, seems like a decent open in the cutoff. I mean, we did have a limper, but those I tend to ignore. Alright. So at least one dude too many in the hand to consider betting. It's nice that it gives us the wheel. But this is not a flush board where I intend to bet now. Table's looking a little bit better now on natural 8. I'm still waiting for second table on run at once, and ideally more of them. Now I wonder if this guy is adjusting to the crazy to his right and limping, hoping to get a re-raise in, or if he's just straight up open limping. For his sake, I hope it's the former. Nah, doesn't look like it. The Döner Ramble. So, he now bets. That's fine and dandy. Over here... I'm gonna lead this. Don't want to count on getting the check raise in. This guy just limped the button, allowing us to complete. It's quite an excellent turn. Trudeau is just a little communist. Nothing wrong with that, if you ask me. Remember, I grew up in... I lived 10 years in East Germany, as a kid, naturally. not saying I had a sophisticated political perception. But I think I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna, as I said, I'm not gonna go deep into politics. I don't think it's too entertaining for the stream. But I'm gonna say that I think the world could at least do with a little less capitalism. And we are gonna be all capitalistic about trying to get the money here and, well, investing some more money here, I guess, with the second nuts. Oh, this guy is really short. I hadn't noticed that. And we could have just put it in ourselves. Yes. Thank you. And he has outs. Not many, though. I'll let you know if we get a bad beat in. He wants to run it twice. No, I don't, because I can make a quads. And this blows, man. You have the nuts, you have the nuts. Does not have the nuts, sir. Is that? We make the quads and we get the jackpot for another $14. Hence the running at once thingy. Over here, blah. I really wish I knew what happened preflop here. I think this guy was the preflop raiser. I don't think I'm letting this go. There's a little better than average chance that we're behind. Or drawing almost dead, yeah. Which is what's happening. Wanna run it twice, sir? Yeah, with the bet and the raise. It's nasty. Let's hope we make a flush on one of them. You actually gives us a few additional outs. Not one of them. Means we're drawing that, right? Wait, how are we not getting any money here? Oh, because, yeah, we don't have a straight. Yeah. Not much to say about that one. Well, he shows up with more than a top set. He shows up with a lot of huge draws, which, with the extra money in, we're fine calling. In the end, I'm not entirely sure what to think about this spot. However, I will resit here. I don't want to play a huge pot out of position against the Maniac. Put him any other seat, like starting here. Might stick around, so we'll resit. In the meanwhile, catch up with the chat again in a moment. Here we have a pair and a flush draw. Cool. Down here we have all the blockers, really. I guess he really wants it. Yeah, okay, we got reseated at that table. At that PLO 20 table. Okay, that looks good. I shall not talk politics on Twitch. His parents and himself praise Castro as a communist system. Gone all capitalist on the table. See, yes, ma'am. I'm not above being hypocritical. Once my money is involved. Cheers to the Shazam. So that King 9 spot we had there on table 2 is actually really interesting. It's pretty interesting, I think. It wasn't just a bet call raise, it was a bet raise and we had the option of re-raising. Calling... Maybe calling also an option, something I hadn't really considered. No nuts. Number Bubber, welcome back. No, in that one we... In the second one we couldn't. In the first one you of course made the Uber nuts, getting a nice bonus. I'm still pondering about the second one. I think he does have a top pair with a wrap. Like something, he does have an okay amount of hands in his range, which will do nice against. Maybe not enough. I don't know. I don't like how I not because I lost the hand, I just don't like how the hand went down for us. Enigma Gambling will stream when you get the prerequisites for it. Nice. Oh, actually, yeah, I knew that. Top and bottom now, sounds pretty good. So let's add more tables. Hey, now that's nice. Against the blue shirt. No, wait, pink shirt. Pink shirt Anthony. Got aces. We're gonna get the old 3-bet. We do indeed. Getting to put a quarter of our stack in. And putting it in on a lot of flops here. Definitely that one. SPR, a little less than 1.5. Just going for the pot here. Fold, that's fair. You know, with him, you never know. He could show up with the 9-4. XX. Incidentally, if any of you watching plays on Run It Once and you do play PLO 20, I'd encourage you to sit down. The Jesus seat on this table is open. Even though you'd have position on me, I just want to make the recommendation in any case. This is the nicest seat on Run It Once currently. This is rather thin, but I don't mind playing a little stronger against min raisers, trying to ISO them. Doesn't work out in the sense that we are gonna play this one 3-way. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Okay. We'll take it. Giving us the nuts with a redraw on a rainbow board. I was gonna say if this guy calls, I'm calling. If this guy folds, I'm raising. Because I, you know, don't want to push him out. But here, we're free rolling him. Make full houses. Too strong? Too strong that race? Yes, agree with what the Alta is saying. Do drop us a line on the Discord once you start streaming. And I'll ban you for being competition. No. That'd be wonderful. I'll tune in for sure. Get raised here from Super Mario. Oh, nope. Super Dario. Alright. How super are you now? How super... Wait. Is the hand on another tab? Doesn't matter. Perkemy right up. We have 840 in the middle. There's might be an argument to be made for leading here. We have some fold equity sometimes against things like kings, queens. And here we're just going for it. have to pair and the wrap and the backdoor flush draw. What are we up against? 2 pair, huh? That's means our 2 pair outs out, but notice that we are a good deal in front right now. Alright, I'm in knitted heart. If you want Super Dario, rerun it 3 times. Still 50-50. First one goes to you, sir. Oh, that's a good one. An ace or jack, we cover the jack. That's a good one for us too. Same difference, same story as before, and we take 2 out of 3 here. Pretty shiny. Right on. Kijiji, it's the eBay advertisements. I still think the name is funny. It is a thing in the rest of the world, Chiching. Just nobody else is gonna know what it is, because it's not called Kijiji anywhere else. It's a personal, like, what are they called? Like personal advertisements, selling things secondhand, and you know, I have a baby clothes I want to sell for $5 a pound or whatever. Like small advertisement on eBay. Not part of the regular eBay process with the auctions and all that. At least in Germany, it's part of eBay, the Kijiji thingy. Interesting. Cloud! 0307 indeed, long time no see. Good to see you back, Cloud. Cheers. Pleasure having you. The grind has been going alright, I have to say. Not like absolutely stellar, but certainly alright. I mean, you can tell that we're not playing PLO 50 currently. That shot failed, but I'm in very good spirits. Rebuilt the confidence already, right now working on rebuilding the roll. I don't know why I led here. We didn't plan on doing that. Oops. In the meanwhile, get back to that. In the meanwhile, we do have the nuts here. We do get a fold in table 1. That's kind of nice. Well, it's a pleasure seeing you, Cloud. Yeah, the grind has been going well. I started playing tournaments. And if you want, you can have a sweat. I started selling action for the tournaments because people wanted me to. I currently only sell action for tournaments that I could play on my own, or played on my own until now, but just mentioning in case you want a sweat, I am fine not getting additional action sold. I'm not trying to weasel you into something. Can you weasel people into something? I know you can weasel yourself out of something. Anyway. No, it's great to have you back. Yeah, and in short, all is going pretty well. It helps when we flop the nuts. I prefer playing PLO 2 with you. That way I get to keep my flat. I'm one of the biggest losers, if not the biggest, or second biggest at the PLO 2 home cash game. I must always hide my evil side. I got rid of the sulfur smell. So that's at least something. But please, by all means, do teach me. What are we up against? We're up against the what now? Oh, a good hand. And we have all the 7s that would make you straights. Run it twice. Sounds excellent to me, sir. Good turn. That's a... qualifies as a decent turn. Nice. 1 for us. We can do it. We can do it. I believe. Damn belief. Nope. Has been a single raised pot. I called closing the action here. At this point, happily letting it go. Yeah, Alter, hope you noticed the Discord message I sent you in Discord. Now I know where the emote comes from, by the way. I made a mistake. Had it pointed out to me very kindly. And underpaid by 50%, so I increased your stake in the new round of tournaments. And to everybody else, I sent out the remainder, including to you, Ching, just so that way sending it back was the easiest and least confusing way for me going forward, keeping track of amounts invested and all that stuff. So we get raised here on the button, certainly gonna be a call. Not the flop we're looking for, I'd say. Cool. I think we might be good right now, and that's why I'm gonna protect my hand a little bit, question mark? Happily checking behind now, I don't think this guy is bluffable, he's not gonna fold a 6-3 or anything. He's just a 6-3! Oh. Next up, I'll play the lottery if I know things like that, like those. Right. The answer is honest as I can be, in the sense that, you know, it's not that I don't want to be honest, but in poker it's always tough to get a feel for how things really went down. So to the best of my ability, the answer to your question, Cloud, would be 70% definitely run bet. Or let's say dealer involvement. Not run bet fits. I had a pretty nasty run during that time. I don't think we had a worse prolonged run on stream so far. But certainly at the very least 30% where I could have changed things. Where misplayed hands or misplayed, played bad, or at the very, very least could have played better. So, yeah. Oh, big one. King with NutRaisin versus top blocker with aces. Nice. And Reggie. Still better than losing both, yeah. I wasn't. Luckily, it wasn't a huge part. I know that run at once is called run at once for a reason, but man, for me, I'm very fond of running it multiple times. There's times when I don't do it, especially specifically on Natural 8, where you get a bonus for various hands, quads, and upwards, and you don't get that bonus when you run multiple times. I think the best way to protect my hand here is if I get the check raise in rather than leading. Interesting thought what to do without a club in my hand. Not sure if it will change too much now. Yeah, we have top 2 backdoor flush draw and an open ender. Get it down to heads up already. If we take it down now, I'd be more than happy. We make a pretty huge profit here if this guy folds as well. So I'd be fine with that. That'll work for me too, because he doesn't have a speed right now. His range is capped. Oh, he's in rough shape. Wait, why do you have that much equity? Oh, PLO, man, you gotta love it. Take back the rough shape. Run it twice, sounds good to me. Prefer 3 times, but that's just me. One for us. This time we can do it. Oh, come on! Oh, we still make a profit. Even post-rake. This part of the song is great. I think she really enjoyed that gig. Oh, copyright-free music, that's alright. It goes all low, like these douchebags. You can tell there's some personal experience and satisfaction in that voice. Right, gotta call it a race. Well, do we actually? Actually, we don't next time. Next time we let this one be. Certainly letting it be now. Got a few other spots. Here we turn the second. Here we make a straight as well. Out here one of the better runouts, I hope. Like this much more than a flush card. Take it down table 1 with the river bet. Until we fold it to a race. Pretty much without thinking. Thanks for believing to work. You gotta believe, conceive, and then you achieve. I hadn't heard that one. That's a good one, Cloud. What is it? You gotta believe, conceive, and then you achieve. Alright, sounds like it should be on a bracelet. Delta, no, your math wasn't all completely off. Mine was. The damn using the percentages in 2 different ways for the first tournament package. What do you know? It actually did me in the end. It actually caused enough confusion for me to make a mistake. And I had to have it pointed out to me too. I probably wouldn't have noticed. Yeah, Red Nippler. I thought so. Saying you can weasel in or out. Or you can weasel into something. Yeah, I guess so, yeah. I weaseled my way into that contract by getting him drunk or whatever. Yeah. Makes sense. But it refers to your actions rather than coercing other, yeah. Like, also, sounds good. Thanks for putting that in there. I am a sucker for learning things like that. Here we're closing the action. Yeah, probably. Definitely prefer to be suited to the queen. Makes quite a difference. Now that we're playing it 4 ways. Legends Killer, good to see you back. Betting solely for protection is a reason to bet, but a very weak reason. Yeah. I know it's completely out of style in the no limit world, right? Like it used to be the concept, like one of the core concepts ages ago. We'll let this go. Of the OMG, I have 4 cards course. It'd be super if it was actually named like that. Super Dario. I remember us being having been in a hand with him. Don't remember what happened. So effectively, you have to have the second nuts. We're not folding, although him betting for 3 streets would not be a source of joy. Checks. You know what? GG, if he's hoping to get the check raise in, he shall get it. Not the check raise. If he checks to induce, is what I mean. Is that a slow roll, sir? No. I mean, didn't take that long. Instead, we're good. We be good. Neato. No, there were very equal parts, or at least equal parts of value mixed in there, Legends Killer, I think. I mean, I did want to push out equity, but I think we have the best hand a lot there. On the Queen 9, what was it? Queen 9-8 board, something? No, that was straight wasn't on board. Queen 9-7 or something. Over here, not gonna be a race. And over here, I'm actually not raising this one either. Not with pink shirt Anthony sitting in the small blind to our left. So what's the plan for the next couple of days? Tomorrow I'll take my day off, and I'll also get back into the habit of actually taking Wednesdays off. And do my darndest to start putting in some damn study time. Sorely needed. So that's the plan for tomorrow. On Thursday I'm doing community college during the afternoon, so there will only be a night stream, and then we're gonna have Friday and Saturday. And I think the tournaments, like the tournaments I sold action or still selling action for, are gonna happen on Friday. And of course the single tournament that I'm sold action for, besides the one package, is happening on Thursday. Thursday later. I think it's starting at 10:30 my time, German time. Luis R. Gaddy. Thank you very much for the follow. Cheers. It's very kind of you. Balance is the most common word in Gafan's vocabulary. I have to go all in here for 10k as of love. Yeah, and I think it applies more and more the higher stakes you play. I actually don't believe that playing balanced should be neither a huge concern nor a huge goal at the micros. People don't care. The few people that do care, you know. Yeah. There are not enough, way not enough of them around to make an impact on your win rate one way or another. Like, do let me know what you think. Am I off approaching it like that? I bet Spot will just let it be. Want a rabbit hunt? Nah. Continuing the tradition of nah. Let's not play this. Is it just me or did this guy calm down since he amassed a stack there? Because he used to look like Hunter here. All the shaved hairstyle and bloody crazy bug eyes. Really? Wow, what now? Okay. Cold calling that. Cloud, I like the emojis on day music. The emojis are great. I agree. They're well done. The only thing I don't like about them is that they cover your whole cards if you manually trigger one. And then it takes like 5-6 seconds for you to be able to see your whole cards again. But yeah, they're well done. Agreed. A lot of fun. No queen high suit here. So, but this guy calmed down. Not sure what Deborah's up to. I think we call it here on the button. Don't quote me on that one here. But it's, on the other hand, relatively easy to play post, I feel. And we'll raise this up, I think. Okay. I could go for it with the queen of... I could go for it with the queen of diamonds, actually. Yeah, I think we will. We're not gonna tank for too long. we should have tanked longer. No, I'm kidding. He does have the 7-eye flush. Alright. Fair enough. Nice call, sir. Enigma Gambling, I hope I didn't... No, I didn't fold them pre. I believe it was up here on table 3. I only called. Like, I believe it was up here. Not that it really matters what table it was, but we were in the small blind. Big blind was here, and this guy had open limped. And I had, like, really crappy aces and just called and folded them post-flop. Pretty much right away, I believe. Since the flop wasn't really great for them. So I didn't fold, I don't think I, on purpose, I never folded aces pre-flop in a cash game, I believe. I tamed out once a couple of days ago, and probably misclicked here and there in the past as well. So having seen our bluff, possibly having seen our bluff in the last hand, now got Anthony going. Kind of enticed. Though it's probably more of a fold. Never mind. Double suited. I doubt it is. Now the trouble is, if they are paying attention. Seen us bluff, but we do have nice blockers here. Yeah. It's a different spot. We're not bluffing the river. We're bluffing. We're betting into 2 peeps on the turn. Makes it look a good deal stronger. Right on. Blind versus blind. Shouldn't rename yourself to NutRaisin. Yeah, NutRaisin is has already been used a bunch of times to describe me. And I can't really fault the people who do so. All right. We're playing a big one. It seems currently we're sitting on 5 tables. Let me add another one. Bringing us up to our normal, or at least usual, 6 tables. Down here, raise and re-raise, need to let it go. Kind of, sort of a nice looking hand. And for a single raise, we're certainly in there. It does play well multi-way in its 3-bet part. I mean, you know, would have been definitely a decent board, but not that many of those around with that kind of hand. And it's not like we're crushing, would have crushed this board either. So, a fine fold. No, actually, sorry, we started watching. Let's continue. I'm curious. That's actually what I enjoy about the name Legends Killer, about the NutRaisin name, that it has a lot of double meanings and depending on how you pronounce it, NutRaisin is right in there. Sluska, alright. Let's see. Agree about balanced range, doesn't play when your opponents are weak. If they are pretty decent at micros, usually play multiple tables anyway, don't have time to pay attention. Yeah, you know, that's big part of it too. Good point. That's true. That's that even bad players can spot obvious betting tells. That's true. That's true. You can't slide into, you know, being into transparency. There's a nice passage in one of the in the book of my favorite author, Terry Pratchett, where he has a patrician, the what's the word? The despot the one single ruler of the city. He has a, yes, it doesn't matter too much. He has a conversation with one of his underlings. And his underling asks something about the plans of the petition. And he says, well, my motives are entirely, as always, are entirely transparent. And then the conversation continues. And like the underling later, as he walks through the city, begins to realize that there's at least two meanings to that. Being, if something is entirely transparent, it means you can see right through it, or you can't see it at all. I like that. Here, I like having a set on this kind of board. What do we do with it? Actually, either calling or repotting. I would have liked more. Just noticing that we're blocking our own out. Over here, we checked and would love to see a river. This sizing will allow us to do so. Doubly so if this guy... So this guy did call, and no joy in the end. Don't get our gutter, don't get the nut flush. I was not gonna bluff here. Check it out, expected to lose against it against queens quite a lot now. Not pretty much always. No. Yeah, his brainman and his ability to convey the thoughts he has in his head is simply stunning, is how I've read it described, and I concur that that's the proper word for it. Additional PLO 20 table on RIO kicking off. At that review session, right? Thank you for reminding me, Legends Killer. I need to check it out. I didn't have time to watch it when it was live. Wow. Now this is the kind of board you want with this hand. That's pretty sweet. Still need some protection here against great draws, so going with the standard sizing. Quite excellent. Sometimes we beat, but we'll find it out. We'll find it out rather soon. Don't lead, man. My lead's really small. So the 10-7, or generally speaking, a hand that beats us is a possibility. Not that many of those of them around. Should be the quads, 10-7 or 7s. Those are pretty much the only ones that are up here a lot. So we're just gonna call. All of those. Except for the quads. I don't know, I think I could have gotten away from that. Actually, looking back just a little bit. Get caught here? Here we should be good. What now? I don't mind losing it, but how did... Okay. Me and my big mouth. You should take it down. Oh man. I can't figure out how that worked. How we got to the river and him just call with kings. In a synchronized pot, mind you. Last hand on this table, because I need to make some room for the new PLO 20. Really shouldn't be his board all that often. See a call, however. Cool. So we have a top pair and we have a flush on an ace board, and this guy doesn't bet. I think we do want to bet. We have a flush draw. Sorry, misspoke. Giving us a very nice two pair. No, even though we just had a weird spot where somebody showed up with a set, I don't see how we're behind here very often at all. Okay. He's not confusing me further by check raising. That would have just been too much. That's too much, man. Down here, blind versus blind. Raising it up. The king queen 10-9 took it down pre. And this one I'll just let go. I know it's double suited and all the jazz, but I don't like hands that contain a 3 and a deuce. That's rather nice. And high VPIP usually means calling a lot post. I'm willing to size up here a little bit. IC1, hey, good to see you. Welcome back, IC1. Hey there. Wow, very impressive. I don't think I could do that, Enigma Gambling. That's rather impressive. Not gonna lie. Use poker juice, use pen and paper. Yeah, you know, I take it back. I think after a while, I have a possibility of getting close to there as well. Calculating outs and all that. But still, that's definitely take me longer than did you. I'm pretty certain about it. All the flush draws here, I can't let it go. We are sometimes behind, yeah. That is rather impressive, Enigma gambling. Yeah, beyond the basics, poker math isn't necessarily my strong suit. Or judging by my erroneous payouts of the first staking deal, math in general. Okay, pair and open ender, right? Right. Let it go. Nah, that's not rabbit hunt. Blocking no flushes at all just gets tough to play out of position there. On a lot of runouts. Wouldn't mind to see a check. Okay. Not betting here. I've just been getting caught a little bit too often in these spots. And this is of course a turn I quite enjoy. Again, interesting to think what to do if we get raised. I couldn't quite tell you. Whoa! Winning another big one there. Saw the tail end of it, but still. Oh wow, I actually even didn't read your comment exactly there, Enigma. It wasn't just against a specific opponent hand, but against his range. Well, I'm not sure I could do that by using pen and paper. Wow. That's something, man. So there are some aces I call from the small blind. These are not among them anymore. Very weakest one short, and he cold calls, really. I am gonna bet this. We do have a spade. 4 ways, it's an interesting question what to do. 3 ways, I'm still gonna bet it. Queens do show up, but that's pretty much the only thing. You're really worried about low sets. It happens, sure. But not a major concern, I'd say. Yeah, money's gone in. Hope we're not dead. What's happening? How? Okay. Well, I guess you had the best hand on the turn, sir. Nice hand, nice hand. Not folding the turn here either. Not a poor pot size. Down here we are in interesting spot, and that's gonna be a raise actually. It's not like I terribly mind people coming along, I think. Not necessarily everybody, but one or two would be fine. We do make a flush in the end. Get raised. On the board where we have the massive draw, take that one down, that's sweet. Yeah. Here, let's hope our flush draw is live. Oh, that's pretty much the nastiest hand to be up against. Wow. First, I'm having a set, I think. Run it 3 times, maybe? I don't know. Jesus. So we have a slightly better straight draw. Here's the flush draw covered. Ooh, wait, hang on, no, you have an 8-2, right? Yeah. Did it? Maybe? Friendly offer? And we reached the pleading stage. Right, you see what rabbit hunting is. Yeah, of course, okay. Rat holding is if you double up on a table and then leave. And on online poker, you can, in some sites, you can resit. Like, on most sites, there's a rat hold timer. You have to wait minutes or hours before you can resit with the standard stack. But on Run It Once, I could double up to 40 euros, leave the table and resit in the pool, and often, very often, the same table with the standard 100 big blind $20 buy-in. That's rat holding. Then there's also going south, which would mean to take money off the table illegally. When you just win a big pot and you sneak some chips into your pocket in a casino, for example. Wow, that was a nasty hand to be up against there. Jesus. It's also, I would like to point out that it's not a spot where I habitually raise. I'd say 70% of the time at least I just call there. Not that it wouldn't have made a difference. On the 8 turn, we would have happily put more money in. This guy wouldn't have, the other guy wouldn't have folded on the flop. Might have raised. But gee, that was just a setup spot. Oh, Legends Killer. I always admire how some of you, Legends Killer among you, can answer these questions short and having said everything that's necessary, whereas me, it takes like 10 times the amount of words. I guess it works for streaming. As they say in the radio business, less dead air. Which, at the rate we're polluting our environment, is gonna have a new meaning soon. Wait, was that funny or tragic? Down to 300 here. I have a nice hand over there. So we lost 2 pots recently, right? Where... Okay, the first one was the one with the aces. Very eternal, right? Fair enough. The other one was pretty much the setup spot. Yeah. Don't think I should be too mad about myself about either one. If at all. Really, you come in for the pot size, huh? Okay. What fresh hell is this? That's just killer. Yeah, exactly. It sucks for the people you just stacked. Just one of the reasons. Also, I enjoy playing deep stack now to quite an extent. That's why I usually don't do it anymore. There are two scenarios I do it in. During the splashy hours, it just makes sense. Makes business sense in the, you know, if you want to put it like that. Because if a big splash can happen and you're deep effectively against someone, then, you know, you'd rather, I personally much rather play, like in the, say a €100 splash happens at PLO 20. I'd rather put, when everybody goes all in too, so the variance goes up naturally. I'd much rather play for one buy-in than for two or three. Casually turning the nuts here. And the other scenario is what you witnessed earlier. If I have either a good aggressive player to my left or a maniac who is deep stacked, and neither of these scenarios is particularly fun when you're out of position 5 out of 6 hands. Versus blinds, calling. Sounds alright. A heart right away, huh? No mercy. He checks though, checks quickly too. Poof. I don't think we get called by enough hands. Ginger snaps. Hey, welcome back. The PLO metrics. That's right. The other is right on the money there. Even though it's more expensive than I'd like, I enjoyed it. The PLO metrics has been huge for me. So I really couldn't tell you how we're doing for the day. Turns out, even though we sat on a huge stack earlier before we red hold that one table, I think on RIO we're just... No, I can't tell you because the cashier is being a little bit funny while money is in play. The rare bug that I've seen to be plagued with sometimes. These, by the way, are a pretty excellent example for aces that are decent flat on the button. I mean, it's not a mistake to raise them. At 100 big blind, it basically never is at, especially the lower stakes PLO. Wheel! Hey, good to see you. Cheers. Over here, reopened. We're checking around. I think we can get a reasonable enough amount of folds that would beat us at a showdown, like a Jack 10, things like that. That's pretty much it. See if I can figure out how we're doing on natural 8. 100, 125, huh? Is that right? Yeah. For the session, I'd say we're down, at least on natural aid, we're down like $30, and it's possible that we're up roughly the same amount on RIO. Down here, what's happening? Gonna raise that. And here we flop a pair and a nut flush draw. Sounds alright to me. Especially for the sizing. Wow. We get it... Hang on, we'll get back to that. We get it to heads up here, happily calling for a certain amount of happy. Against that, we're not doing bad. Our flush draws are alive. Twice. Get back to that in a moment. Well, I'm actually gonna let this go. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I think the first one is ours, if this guy actually wanted to run it multiple times. Wait, oh, can you make a set? Giving us a sweat here? Okay. He wanted to run it once, it seems. Oh. Here, in the big blind, we called the button, raise, and flop a set. Ruklas, hey, good to see you back in the channel. I think I have a custom shoutout for you too. Do I? There you go. Fellow Run It Once streamer. Check him out, good guy. Plays PLO 50. And a friend of the channel, naturally. I noticed that you haven't been streaming in a while, Ruklas. And have a good night, my friend. Gute Nacht. Such low action, run it once. Yeah, agreed. It's a little bit. I'm sad about it as well. Make the flush and see a check. Certainly gonna bet wow and just casually flop the quads. If we can get more money in here, I believe we will get the bonus still. Let's give it a shot. The only reason why I'm betting here. Do we? No. Okay. Up here we took it down with the flush, but we do get a call, and that's of course pretty sweet. Really confused as to what he's calling with. I was basically hoping it really was fours full of tens now. It can call down a little bit longer. There's something I missed in the chat. Wheel, what's the best Omaha course for beginners? So a little on the cheaper side would be the Run It Once courses, Run It Once training, where I actually have an affiliate link for that too. The only thing is that I can't speak from experience when it comes to the Run It Once training side, because I haven't checked it out basically at all. Sadly, it didn't make time so far. I will in the next couple of weeks, however. But I do have personal experience for the mastermind. A disclaimer there, I always say this in the spot, that I have been enjoying free access through mastermind for a while, but I have been a paying member before that on and off. You know, if I could afford it then. Frankly, it would still be a factor otherwise for me. But I can definitely attest to the fact that the mastermind is very, very well done. Again, I keep hearing excellent things about Run It Once, it's just I don't have first-hand experience about their trading. or with their trading. It's gonna be a raise again. He just calls, meaning he doesn't have aces. He has queens, then GG. What I'm trying to say is the money's gone in. So yeah, they Mastermind has a good what's it called? Ooh, that's a bad card for you, my friend. And Shazam indeed. He was tired of us raising all the time. Picked the wrong point in time. Nice. Right. So where was I? The Mastermind does have a nice beginner's course and the PLO, what's it called? The PLO blueprint, I believe, which is excellent. I can't speak highly enough of that course. It's well structured. The lessons are coming across in a manner that made it very easy for me to pick up the content and digest what they were trying to tell me. And they're also going into detail rather quickly, even though it's a beginner course, but in a way that it didn't overwhelm me. At least I can't generalize. Yeah. First hand, I can recommend the Mastermind. Second hand, I can recommend the Run It Once as well. Check folding here. So currently it looks to me that we're either breaking even or up a few bucks. Okay. Flop and wrap on a paired board. Turning pretty nice. And if everybody checks... Yep, sounds good. 3/4. By the 3/4, I meant, of course, the bet sizing. Betting 3/4 of the pot. So that looks alright. And way more convincing I find this flop. Where we have the top set. Here we're definitely not gonna go for 3 streets. Up here we called a small turn bet, half pot. River alright, I'd say. I'll let you know how that goes, cause in the meanwhile, we take it down there with the 10s. In the meanwhile, things get interesting here. Okay. No reason to raise. It is a jack. It's not quite the jack we were hoping for. Here, the turn, giving us the near nuts. Get caught pretty snappily there. Well, we're not saving ourselves from quads here. Wow. Jesus, wow. First... Okay, you got us, sir. That'll work for me. Just clicking buttons there, huh? Here, interesting. And what do you know? What do you know? I'll let you know how this one ends as well, because in the meantime I need to switch over here with River the Nuts, and are gonna pot it. I would do this with Bluffs as well. Fair enough. Now this... You tell me, is this too thin? Hang on, I'll tell you. No, it's not! No, but kidding aside. I don't know, I couldn't tell you. The quads! We get the quads! Got it into prison message. Wheel, I would say if I might, I'll let you know and use your affiliate link. Yeah, as I said, I don't have one for the mastermind. I'm saying that so, you know, you don't think I'm motivated by that. Which is also why I'm completely upfront about not knowing, about not being able to recommend run-at-once training firsthand, from first-hand experience. For that, I do have a little affiliate link if we want to go the route and you use it. I'll of course be overjoyed, but yeah, pick whatever you think is better for you. Cheers, though, Wheel. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. It's on the, in case you do wanna, you do end up wanting to use it, it's on the Twitch page right here under the stream. It can also be found in the Discord, I believe. Yeah. Open ender, small pot right now, synchronous pot. We're just gonna check it for now. On the right table, yeah. Okay. Weird sizing. It gives us a good hand too. Another weird sizing, because I wonder what's up with that. Don't really least amount of value. Hey, I think he could have gotten a few more cents out of us. Not quite certain about it, but I think so. But can't argue with success. He took it down. Right, der Alte, calling it a night. Thanks for tuning in, der Alte. Sleep tight and don't let the bed bugs bite, as my host mom would have said. And no, they didn't have bed bugs. I think. Yeah, now I'm gonna all itchy. By the way, on table 4, where I switched tables because the old table was breaking apart. And on the old table we were sitting with 2 stacks as well. But this is from the last hand. From us doubling up there a little bit earlier. So we're back on track. I think on E as well. Yeah. Yeah, we're in profit now for the day currently. Can change rather quickly. Don't quote me on that one, I think it's close-ish. But I'm not sure if it is. With the raising. But I mean, on the other hand, we are able to call a 3-bet as well. Or... the 4-bet? I always get confused, it's too late. Would have been a 4-bet, right? We 3-bet him, yeah, okay. Well, basic counting. Oh. Gonna take a note on that guy we doubled up through earlier when he donked with blockers on a paired board. Right, we flop kind of interesting here. What's happening? Top two blockers, flush draw. Everybody checks. If everybody checks. I think I kind of like the bet. Maybe, you know, we never have to fold if more money goes in now. That's neat. Giving us the current nuts with a redraw to the Uber nuts. Up here is unfortunate that one we need to let go. It is a, maybe take it down. It's a fine raise against the button open, but you need to let go if you get re-raised. And here it looks like this guy really did shut it down. Last time we saw him put money in the middle, he had legitimate hands, and this time it was aces against aces. Not sure what the result was. I think they split it up, right? Yeah. This guy went really short. Let me just get the money in this SPR. And take it out. That's sweet. For a change of pace, let's limp. If we get really lucky, one of these guys comes over the top. Oh, huh? Alright. But if the two limpers are already in the pot, I figure it's gonna go multi-way a lot. Not that it would be bad to raise. Just want to change it up a little bit. But here everybody's sitting out. That's unfortunate. This guy's claiming he comes right back. See about that. With the aces, turn a gutter. Alright. That answers that. And also changing it up here a little bit. Instead of just calling, let's raise it for a change. I'll flop some stuff. The board pairs, not the pair I wanted to see. Here, certainly c-betting, a little bit larger out of position. Wait, the what now? Hang on, get back to that. First, let's check it down. King out of Doom? No, we take it down. Nice. So, this guy, 41% VPIP from Turkey. Multiple stab event check 2. Can see the side. What's up? I feel we do want to see a turn. Backdoor flush draw. Poof. Okay. And we got a spot. Here, with top 2, you know, we have the gutter as well. I don't see how we get away from this with this much money in the middle. Might have is we might be drawing pretty thin. No, he has crap right now. Take note of that in the future. I hope he doesn't win it. He does not. Shazam! And we against Anthony, we're deep. Blind versus blind. 3-bet pot. We opened, he came over the top. Just gonna call here. Now we're gonna go for the check. The bet fold is a viable option, but what's gonna call us? The flush? Yeah, actually, the flush is gonna call us. Like kings with the nut flush. He had crap. 7, 6, 4, 3. He likes those small rundown hands for his 3-betting range. Was he double suited this time at least? No. At least he wasn't triple suited, he was just perfectly single suited. So about that hand we just had there, let me take a note on the Shazam hand, because it was a peculiar play by that gentleman. Certainly worthy of a note. Nice! And here, while the board pairs, this guy bet pot on the turn, but I felt I couldn't quite let her go with the gutter. I did not flush around the top pair. Just gonna check it and see what we do against the river bet. Should one come against the sizing, we're just gonna call. If he has a speed, he has speed. The price is too good. GG either way. Fair enough. So the senator had us there, or we had him earlier, I should say. More aces, you say? Checking also a fine option. I'd call it a good flop. Not particularly fond of the river. Now he checks, which is a thing, and it's happening. What do we do about it? Have a deuce? No, just random button clicking. Okay. Here we raise the small blind. No, sorry, the button open. And we flop rather nice for it, I'd say. I don't know if we have the same hand, but we have other outs we want. That'll work for us. Leads Clint. I believe Clint is new to the table. Though it says no, wait. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see a turn. Although, theoretically a good card. I mean, it's not a bad card in any case. It's sad that it brings in the clubs there. Isn't that a fantastic run out? Don't quote me on a turn call either. It's a spot I fold a lot. Just for some reason decided not to this time around. Alright. Back to limp. Limping is fun, apparently, or so they tell me, even though I personally don't enjoy it, don't believe it. But let's do it here this time around. Looks like a second PLO 20 table is filling up rapidly on RIO. The first one is full already. We can get a third one going. Would be nice. That's why I hate limping. Because you get into stupid spots like these. Now we're closing the action, yeah. Pretty much a hit or miss scenario. That qualifies as a miss. I mean, give us a pair from the board. I'll take a look at a turn. But with naked, these sad draws in total. That'll be here. There it go as well. Potentially interesting one. He bets half pot. This was the button clicking dude from earlier. Given the button clicking color. Or the, let's say the over aggressive color. And we're gonna call here. Would we ever be able to? And we got a bunch of interesting spots. We got this one where we call. Where we raise. We got aces on another table as well. So, just to show you what ended up happening here, we're gonna check folds. Got off with the check being deep. This guy keeps betting, huh? Alright. Really don't see myself folding here. Fair enough. Not folding the second nuts there. Call. Looks like here we call him down, and wisely so in this case. Airing. Sorry, am I showing the right table? Yeah. And that's where the meat meets the metal, or whatever, however that saying goes. Alright. That's a funky one too. We block the nuts quite heavily, or we used to block the nuts on the flop quite heavily, I mean. Whoa, we're doing excellent. That's pretty shiny there. Run it twice is fine by me, man. Fine by me. Let you know if we get bad beat here. Dive back into that one. Nope, we take down two of them. Oh, I checked the flop. Checked again. Actually, I had noticed that we turned 2 pair there. My crappy 2 pair beat your crappy 2 pair. I was pretty certain we were dealing with some sort of queen, some sort of king hand. Not too many people 3-bet things that smash that board. Alright, that was excellent. We took down a few pots in the meanwhile time on other tables, but I didn't get to show you. So another few bucks here and there. Alright, that was pretty good. Pretty good. 2 full PLO 20 tables on run and ones. Looks like the run and ones players are night owls. Seem to be flocking to tables now. What do we do here? I think we want to raise this. Evaluate. Yes, and reevaluate if he comes over the top now. Doesn't. That's a pretty sexy board. 3-bet by this guy again. I'm gonna bet really small here, by the way. A bit smaller than that. In a moment. I'll tank there for a moment. Board, don't know what to do. Here, looks like we're up against... Okay. This guy, I'm not gonna run it multiple times. Do you know how that works out for us? Oh, man. Oh, we do make the quads, but we don't get the bonus. I think not enough money went in there. Damn. Alright. Oh no, you have to flush draw! Okay, let's run it 3 times. I mean, what can I say? Not this time, you say, huh? Come on, hit us with 2 pair. Oh, not these 2 pair! I should have specified. Oh, that hurt. Hard-earned money. We should have limped here. Go for the old limp re-raise and the splash. Whew. This guy with the nut flush earlier, right? I think I'm fine just checking this. But this time around. Oh wow. I like where this is going. Also like where this is going since he calls, and we are going to... Not quite potted. Don't let this be a bad card, man. Don't have kings. What do we do now? We block aces. King's the only thing we realistically lose against. Alright, I'll be in it. Right on. Okay, didn't mean to keep you waiting, sir. Oh, trips, no good. Also, Shazam. So the table with the admittedly very fun player I'm gonna ditch because I need to make room for the no Rio table. Alright, that's nice. So is this on a new table. No bet went in so far. You can go for a thin value now with 7 high flush. Alright. What's the opposite of boom? Fizzle? Going for a table that's not three-handed. Oh wow, they're playing a big one. Right on. Let me try to figure out how we're doing, because I'm curious myself. It looks like on round ones we're up B buy-ins, like 60 euros, something like that. That leaves natural 8 to figure out. Is this a raise call? It probably is blind versus blind. Yeah, and we're now back in profit on natural 8 as well. Actually for the day, not just for the session. We started the session $30 behind, and now this one is a little bit too gapped. I think we let it be. Or under the gun. We're up 60 euros there. We should be up. Yeah, 5 buy-ins, something like that. In terms of PLO 20 euro buy-ins. Cool. I like. Let's see, is this gonna help further that advantage? Nope. Wow. And a cold call too, interesting. Oh, yeah, he's basically not cold calling, this guy was all in as well. What does he have? The nuts versus... Wow, he has him crushed! 3 ways! He has him proper crushed. Don't see that all that often. And takes it down, rightly so. Yeah, my friend. Would you look at that? We would have sucked out. Not that it matters. Oh, this is the senator guy from earlier sitting to our left, huh? Yeah, I remember him. Now we're deep against him. Not necessarily a good thing. Whoa. I think it's a party and I don't feel invited. Let that one go then. So people showing up with offsuit kings, okay. And good old queen 773 single suited. It's a pretty brave move right there. With the king jack 10 offsuit. How's this guy ahead? Oh, that way. Nasty. No, he draws out. Oh, what a roller coaster. That'll be a pass. You look at that, I'm not asleep on most run at once tables. On this one, but here I haven't gotten many hands yet. Cool. In case you're wondering what it means, the avatars are basically a pre-flop HUD. People that are asleep are classified as, what does it say, very tight, like this guy gritting his teeth. Loose aggressive, it would be open-mouthed. Like he couldn't believe something that he'd just seen, then it would be very loose aggressive and so on. No, not with the dangler. Oh, now that's a nicer hand. The ace 9 8 5 didn't get many hands very recently. Ah man, that's I'm not quite sure what the move is here. Make it. What? I think that we're deep. Probably a little bit more interesting to 3-bet. I was gonna say make the 5 a 6 at the very least, or 7. Giving us much better connectivity. This is a 3-bet for sure, and it's gonna be a 3-bet call. That's what this have been now, that we're deep. But in a 100 BB scenario, I think this might actually be the cutoff. That with 5 instead of 6, instead of a better connected card, makes it just a call instead of a 3-bet. Now that's the dream. You get aces, you have a race in front, and you have a 3-bet. What to do? Oh, what to do? Delighted that we get it down to heads up. And you do whatever you please, sir. You call, raise, or fold. I'm fine with all of them. Good, nice little profit there. Taking down $3. Risk-free. Rake-free. Like? Would have to look this one up as well. Actually, no, I don't. What am I talking about? Just a straight up fold. Against some guys, like make this guy a really crazy dude, we can raise to sort of ISO. But, I mean, we still would be out of position. I think it's just a straight up fold, no matter the spot. No matter the player in the big blind, I mean. Responding to something on Discord for a moment. Ah, intriguing turn. Down here, we are just gonna check with the open-ender and the flush draw. Here, nothing right now. Oh, let's see what Susan does first. Calling here. Not a good card. Susan bets. How did the flop go? The flop and check, right? No joy whatsoever down here, but everybody keeps checking, and I'm gonna pot it. Just going for the straight up steal. And the steal worked, by the way, on table 5. We did take it down. Get called here, and it should be good. We should at most be split. What? Oh, the board paired! Ah! Woe's me. The board paired of... I was gonna like, if you just check, we're splitting this at most, right? But not on a paired board. Gosh darn it. Yeah, I had no set. If I had, I would have checked behind. Whoa, what's happening? Alright. Down here, on the button, one gap rundown, triple suited. Let's raise it up. Although I should keep in mind that this guy here is easily getting out of line in post. But we flop pretty pure, I'd say. Get called, right? Really, to jack pairing. Alright. Bet sizing looks a lot like value, doesn't it? And if not, it's a well done bluff. Me. Two, 9, 6, 7. Close-ish as well, if you ask me. That's a good result. Taking it down. Suddenly we have some equity in this pot. Turning the wrap. I'm not gonna try anything. Especially after she's seen us bluff. And I misread the board earlier. And she had nothing, by the way, and hit a king on the river. Bermpatje, you lose, my man, but you do perfectly fine after all. Good to see you back, Bermpatje. Cheers, man. Over here, nice. Me. You can tell by my mumbling that I'm not convinced. Let it be. Cheers, Bermpatje. Thanks for the good lucks, mate. Good to have you back in the channel. Yeah, actually, we are having a quite nice of a day on RIO and on Natural 8. Should be up roughly 100 euros. And for the session, even a little bit more. For the session, we should be up like 125 since we started with a deficit at a off-stream session this afternoon where he had finished down like $30-ish. Okay. This time this works in our favor. This sort of turn. Okay. I don't know, maybe a little bit smaller than that. Oh, never mind, I'll take it back. Something happened. Sidegasm! Good to see you on the channel. Thanks for the host on your channel. Here's Sidegasm. Did I do a special command for you? Or did I? I fear I haven't yet. No! So Sidegasm, being not just a nice person, also heavily involved in the Twitch poker community and heavily involved in two sites linked there, toptwitchstreamers.com and toppokerstreamers.com. Sites that help connect viewers to new streamers and vice versa. And she does a fine job, not only in her own channel when she does Twitch sings or plays poker, but yeah, as I said, she does a lot for these communities. Has done a lot for me personally as well. So cheers to Sidegasm. Good having you. You know what? I believe this is a call. This would have been a call. On the button with position. The Jack-10 combo always valued very highly by solvers. Yeah, we flop a pair, we flop a flush draw, flop the backdoor flush draw. Doesn't look half bad. Giving us a gutter to the Ubernuts. Notice the umlaut. I made myself laugh for some reason. I can't even quite tell you why. Oh, it's turn score. That's one of the better ones on the whole. If I bet here, it's not. Yeah, nah. Turn the man to do a bluff. It's not completely a horrible idea. It's not entirely. But hands that beat us before, like the ace, like the king 10, is not gonna bet now. Take it down. I'm curious what he had then. Queen, something involving a pair and a queen jack. So less than. Just quote unquote the wrap. Ace queen jack 5 is what he showed up with hearts. Right? That will be a raise, and the raise folded that. So we're sufficiently deep to make the blocker play interesting on hard runouts. It starts with a check, and yeah, we're not gonna see any runouts. Over here, no money went in so far. I doubt we have to bet again. If we have to bet at all, so just check and I think take it down a lot of the time, yeah. Blocked the middle set, blocked the top set, subsequently on outs on a monotone board. Okay. Well, we can't stand that heat. That's a little bit too much for us. Thank you very much, Sidegasm, for the good lucks. So right now it's an even split between natural 8 and run at one sides. So on only 3 of the tables we could see a huge splash, which we've seen twice or 3 times recently. We've taken down 2 out of 3 of those. One for 180 euro pot, I believe. Definitely. Quite a nice thing. Made our day right there. Look, and I can't stay awake and I just woke up. Fair enough, Sidegasm. There are days like that, I have plenty of those. And it's, you know, if you're able to, it's a very nice thing to be able to spend a whole day in bed. If you're able to, as in if you don't need to go to work. Nothing happening for us currently. I guess if everybody folds, we open this one. Not in this case, just letting it go. The right move. Interesting. So well, we don't have anything directly blocked from the pair. We block draws. Oh, naturally block the nut flush draw by having it. I also have that 9, I have that 4. On the whole, I think this will make it a bet. Of course, pair and draws make up a decent portion of the hands it raises here. Block those quite neatly. So did something a little bit unusual calling this hand in the small blind. You can quote me on this not being a call. I'm not quite sure if it should be raised. Against the button, I think the chances are pretty good it is a raise. Probably, yeah. Against the cutoff, Keeping the pot small suits us just fine. We ain't folding. We have a wrap and a open and a straight flush draw. And we have a pair. I'm just noticing now that we have a pair. Now that we turn trips. Sweet. We do get called. Awesome. Hopefully, yeah, it should be awesome, right? Right. Why? Like a... Was to guess, I would say the Queen Jack or Kings. Let's see. King, Queen, 10, 5, really? Oh, he wasn't blocking the... He was unblocking the flush draw. No, until I hit the Queen of Diamonds. So top pair then. Second kicker. Okay. Hey, that's nice. Holding the days, flopping the days. Being deep against Suzanne. An H. Ah. I see, I'm so getting used to the preset bet sizes that are now min-raised here. You didn't see that. Roman Heek, always with the fancy emotes. I like that emote. Reminds me of my computer gaming days. Reminds me of Dungeon Master, actually. Just in case you're that old school when it comes to your gaming. If you've been around for that long. Yeah, reminds me of the flasks. The mana flasks, whatever were. Dungeon Master. Good to see you, Roman Heek. It's the short version of what I'm trying to say. Nice to have you back. Right, that'll be a hard no. But this sounds alright. What to do? 5% VPIP. I think there's a reasonable chance to get it heads up. Right on. Hey, that's nice. Ace is on another table as well. Right? Oh, we gotta walk there. Okay. No, I'm fine with the sizing. Just reconsidering briefly. But we only had one blocker, two straights, two draws. Yeah. It's pretty much the standard sizing out of position. Either 2/3 or 3/4. Maybe heads up going down to 2/3 might be a smart idea. Whoa. Top 2 with a nut flush redraw, you say. Ace, I say. It's an interesting question. I guess on the whole, with the king in our hand, we're just going for it. Just get called. What's happening? Bah. I'm confused. Doesn't make a difference too much. I mean, we could bet. We're never folding. Doesn't matter what he shows up with. What the deuce? No, that's a rather unexpected hand to lose against. Okay. Fair enough. Okay. Small consolation prize. Get an aces down here. And here, we make the flush the thing. Oh, much more enjoyable is up in the set. So, some table jumping involved right now. We have a decent hand here, decent flop for aces. bets the... We have the second nut flush. Call, see what happens on the river. Bet here once more. Particularly in love with this turn. Queens took it down, by the way. Oh man. Ah, you know what? Based on the note, I called it turned out to be entirely the wrong decision there, but good for you, making the quad jackpot, my friend. So, taking some losses there. One nasty one among them against those queens. What the deuce? I guess he had a flush draw, but that was all you had on the flop. Oh well. Might be able to get some money back. I said this before, but it just comes to mind because I'm hearing this song again. If you watched the Bud Spencer and Terence Hill movies in your childhood or youth, I always feel this song could, well, in large parts, could be straight out of one of these movies. It has the exact same feel to it to me. Oh, wait, there's... yeah, hearts... a flush and a pair. I think I could have just checked here, even though it's been checked through all the way so far. Epic Tilter here, sitting to our left, having position. Very likely taking this one down. What's happening? What the hell? He must have misread his hand. Bet really small and then check the turn. But so a bunch of interesting spots. Over here, I kind of on autopilot called a 3-bet, also raised this one on autopilot. But of course, flop rather excellent. Is anybody? Without a club, I'm just gonna bet large. Take it down. Taking it down. Lost a run at one's table. See? By the way, what's the time? Past midnight. Right? Probably good enough. Wait, oh no, I did click the right button. Phew. In a 3-bet pot, this is a flop where I like c-betting. If he doesn't have a king, he's gonna have a really tough time calling queens, jacks. I'm actually gonna go for the second barrel this time around. Nah, I'll give up. It's fine. Works often enough. He did have that king, okay. Ching, are we having a good session today? I think we are. I think we are indeed having a very fine session. Let me see. So on RIO I can't tell right now. RIO is being weird while money is in play. At least for me, it's not, from what I understand, it's not generally being weird. Weird for me. Should still be up like two-ish buy-ins on run at once. Microgaming? Microgaming. What's it called? Natural 8. Wait, let's see. 25, 90, that's 120, 105. I'd say for the day we're still up somewhere between 3 and 4 buy-ins, I believe. Just fair enough. Not like the session has been going on for that long. And for the session we're actually up $30 more. Started with a minus. Yeah. No way we're folding that. No joy, huh? No joy. Heat! Saying standard call with the king high. What hand was that? Oh, that one! Yeah. Apparently. That must have been a case of Epic Tilter reading his hand wrong. Yeah, sure. Enigma gambling, and when he playing on ACR? Good question. Is there? I have some money in ACR. I recently thought about taking it off because I used it to transfer winnings from the home games, but I learned that I can do it without fees on PayPal as well. So I'll just do that in the future. Yeah, US. People from the US can use PayPal, right? Interesting. No good, sir. No good. On a table where I'm waiting against a short stacker, the money is just gonna go in. Terribly excited about it, but... Oh. Man, nothing against short stackers. I mean, I can't throw the first stone. Or cast the first stone, since I used to be a short stacker myself, but buying in at PLO 25 with $3 or $2.50 is pushing it a little bit. Ask me. Just cheating. I mean, it ain't over until we hear opera music, but so far, I'm happy with how things have gone. I don't feel that I don't remember huge suckouts or anything. I just think we steadily made some money here and there. I do remember losing some nasty spots, or getting into some setup spots. Here, pair and a complete wrap. Sounds good. Actually good enough to bet, I feel. Certainly don't mind a raise. That's nice. Can we make the straight flush? No, we can't, right? Block it. What's what, my friend? That ain't gonna cut it. Also, mini Shazam. On RIO, a fourth person joined. Probably the same guy here and here. I'm just gonna give him a... Actually, I don't need to. They're sitting in the same position. So I know it's the same guy. Joined at the same time. Ooh, fancy. Okay. Not that many great turns on a board like this with our hand. Certainly doesn't qualify. It's the Arta. Feeling this guy came to gamble. But we'll wait for a slightly better spot. The top pair! A whole myriad of flush draws and an open ender. Alright. It's not a great card, might cut down on our two perils, although... Never mind, scratch that. Making two pair would still allow us to beat a lot of queens. Extremely happy to see him check, because we block all the draws that he might bluff now. Which subsequently also means that we should be behind quite often, but... Not against that. Woo-wee. Wow, we had him in nasty shape. You had to use bitcoins to get... you would have to use bitcoins. Yeah, I feel you. I needed to use bitcoins for the first time, basically ever, to fund natural aid. It's quite unusual for sites that offer services in Germany that I wasn't able to fund it any other way. Dang, a big one. This guy did come to play. Dylan here and Kali here. It's probably a short form of Kalimar. Protect your hearts, everybody. Kalimar. Kalimar. This pop culture reference has been brought to you by Lucasfilms. Playing with 10 big blinds can't be profitable. I mean, you always get to realize your equity. It's I don't know about that. It depends on the rake structure. So natural 8, you're most likely right. But on the other hand, I don't know if it can't be profitable. What it definitely is it's gonna be swingy as heck. And I hit life pretty soon. At least I did at times. During my short stacking days. Those were some swingy sessions. Some swingy months. So as far as turns go in relation to our hand, it's pretty decent. I'm gonna bet here on the basis that I think get a bunch of folds. Guy did come to play, and now we have, what do we have? We have the pair, the open ender, and the flush draw for pot size bet. Alright, alright, alright. Come on! Very little showdown value, but the pot is probably too large for him to lay it down, to lay enough of his hands down to make me not be interested in bluffing here in the hole. Oh, he had us out pipped. Oh no, he had two pair, right? The 88 deuce, but still, would have worked. That's not the point, though. Do we wanna... Yeah, I think we wanna limp. Here, we're gonna go for the min raise. Here, we flop kinda nice. That's alright. And here, the money is gonna go in. What Susan does. Make the nuts over here. That's sweet. And get called without too much hesitation. Yeah, even though Susan is a little bit deep. Actually, both of them are a little bit deep. They're really on any draws. We should have the best hand here a lot, and I'd like to defend it. Not the nuts anymore, but... Oh, we do take it down in one fell swoop. You should be good. Yeah. Just thinking, Enigma Gambler, if I can help you with that. But I don't think I can, because I'm at this point not quite sure I'm gonna get my money off ACR, to be honest. I deposited stupidly with a Visa card. My Visa card is basically a prepaid, so now I have no clue if I can get money back to it, or what I'm gonna do. So, while I not know this, can't offer my help in that regard either, unfortunately. It's nice. Even nicer. Okay. There's a pretty thin raise against the limper to begin with. Who now pots it here? Now, I've seen people do that with the nut flush. Hope that's not the case. That's not what's happening here. Jesus, really? Alright. Gonna go broke here. Yeah, nice hand. Ah, nice hand, nice hand. On the whole, I don't see it often enough to just auto-fold. I see people do it with a variety of hands, lower flushes, sets, button clicking, blockers. That I think on the whole it's been profitable for me to call down. Slight question mark behind it. I think so. Chabida, welcome into channel, mate. Just played a hand against you with 9-9 against your Queen-9. What should I do with my hand? I'm new to Omaha. Hang on. Such a flashback. The heart removing special effect and the live snake eating. The monkey brain. That just sticks in your mind, doesn't it? I haven't forgotten about your question. Let me get back to that in a second. So, bitcha bitter. First I need to find the hand. For that I need to ask you a follow-up question in the chat. Oh, that's nice. First of all, we're taking this one down, it looks like, yeah. Go for the check raise. Sorry, here we're gonna pot it. Down. We're gonna check raise pot. Get a call, and that's not our favorite run out, but he's short. We have a heart. Money's gone in. Called, and are we good? No. I do. I mean, leave the money in there for a while. I can get back to you, Enigma, as soon as I have figured out how to get my... That was Queen Queen, turn 9. Just remember your Queen 9. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'll look for it. Yeah, Enigma Gambling, leave in your account if you don't mind, and I can get back to you. I'd say within the week. The RIO table. All right, that helps me a lot. Does help me a lot. There it is. Yeah. Sure. First of all, welcome to the channel, mate. Thanks for checking me out. And let's check out that hand first. And Kara there. Not the table anymore, I see. Okay. So looks like you were in the blinds. I opened an MP with the Ace King Queen 9. Out in big blind, did you have a full stack, Kara? Yes, you did. So flop went check. I bet call. I bet the 3 queens. All right. What was your hand in the end? Ace 997. Well, one thing that comes to mind immediately is that you can probably fold the flop with 9s, like... Yeah. If I'm bluffing, I'm gonna keep putting money in, at least on... gonna fire one more barrel at least, which is gonna make it harder for you to call, unless you know, hit your 9. And any other scenario, I probably have you beat right now, and you need to get really lucky. Even if I don't have the queen, I have aces or kings a lot, then I decide to c-bet. In a limp pot, which got raised, we take it down in the end. And so then you turned at 9. That you call. Well, I like that you only call down. Well, do I? The turn you can raise. So you folding the flop is the first thing that stands out. That's probably your best move, generally speaking. And calling pre seems fine. That's okay. Yeah, that you got to see the hand to begin with. Sounds cool. I'd love to put it on the screen. Actually, let me. I can. Close-ish. This time if he checks, we're gonna go for the bluff. Mix it up a little. Doesn't check, huh? Alright. So, the handle is green. So that's the spot we're talking about, or the hand we're talking about. I had the ace, king, queen, 9 here. Opened it in, I believe, MP or something. Yeah, something like that. And got a caller from the blinds, I think. And we flopped the queen, queen, 3. Of course, we see bet half pot. The turn was at 9, giving us the full house, and you had... and Bitcha Bidder had turned 9s full of queens at that point, holding the ace 9-9x, I believe. And you calling, yeah. The river might be an opportunity to lay it down, but then again, yeah, once it's a nasty spot for you once you call the turn, Bitcha Bidder, and I don't think there's... Yet you did anything wrong there, I believe. But you probably should have folded the flop for the reasons I mentioned before. Once you decide to call that flop, don't see you getting away. I like that you didn't raise by the end. The turn, I mean, once you get that lucky, you might actually raise the turn. You probably had the majority of the time. But seeing that you didn't, I like that you didn't raise the river then. Because the river was certainly nasty for you. A lot of queens, enough queens do come with a 9. And if not that, then a lot of queens come with a 10. So on the river 10, if I keep betting, and I have been betting for 3 streets at this point, then I like that you didn't raise. As played, you can raise the turn. And get it in for 100 big blind. And otherwise, yeah, fold pre-flop, I think. Sorry, fold on the flop, not pre-flop. We have a hand, that's gonna be fine. And I feel I'm gonna call it a night in a few minutes. I feel my A-game is getting away from me. And why risk a nice day of some profits by playing when I'm not feeling it anymore? Yeah, you know what? I think that's actually a pretty good idea. That's what we're gonna do. Yep. Sounds good to me. So, in the meantime, something happened in the chat, I believe. Let me see. You're on the top. Oh, Chiching, you're so nice. You're on the top PLO stream. Well, when Jane Anders or Phil Gaffant is streaming, then they certainly take the cake. And get to eat it too. Here, seems like a fine spot to check once more. And I don't know, here, you see, I am not playing my A-game anymore. I wouldn't have minded a bet on the flop. Now, as played, we check. This guy, what's happening? That's in relation to the pot, I'm still gonna lay this down, yeah. In relation to the pot size there. Alright, last orbits on all the tables, I feel. Down here, now the board double pairs, just gonna check it down, win it a decent amount of the time, especially if nobody bets. I hope my answer helped you a little bit, Bitcha Bidder. You know, bets. Specific note, call down happy. Call down happy people necessarily to bluff happy on the whole, so we'll let it be. Also looks like a value bet. Like I do want to get called bet. And Bitchabit or anybody else who's new to the channel, if you guys want, you can play in the home games with us on every Friday, where we have a proper free roll. One of the games, even Americans can play it and can get paid if you can receive money on ACR right now, or in the future on PayPal. Because one of the games is a play money game. Everybody in the world can participate, and I put up a prize pool every week of €5, excuse me, currently divvied up by the top 3 finishers. And for this and a small real money tournament we have every Friday as well, there is also a €1 bounty on my head. If you knock me out, you get that on top of it. And yeah, if you guys want, then join up on Stars and play with us on Fridays. You will be on TV as well. Which a bit, my pleasure, sure. I hope it was in any way helpful. Yeah, the short version of my answer is post the flop on the turn onwards. You were just in a nasty spot and you lost the minimum. I don't see how you can fold. And for 100 BB, if you decide to raise the turn, which is not a bad idea, and you get raised, you just get it in. You're most likely still ahead, almost. If not, then you're drawing dead. Or almost dead. In almost all cases, or in some cases almost dead. Drawing to one out in the others. Yeah, but that's fine. Yeah. I think everything else would just be repeating myself. Which of course I never do. Let's see who's on, who can entertain you going into the night. Once we're done here in a couple of minutes. Rob, damn it. Now I hear double. Richie Rob, we've been in his channel a whole bunch of times recently. Killingbird. Killingbird always has... Yeah, let's go to Killingbird's place. He's a nice bloke too, plays on ACR. And usually has very excellent giveaways, and or I see a $100 guaranteed free roll channel. I don't know if there's still time to enter, but we'll find out in a moment. Last orbit on the tables, as I said. Then I'll be able to give you the final rundown as to how we did today. Curious myself. Yeah, bit feel free to come back to the channel if you want. That's what I do all day, every day. Except Wednesdays and Sundays when I take a day off. But there's usually a up-to-date schedule on my streaming page. On my Twitch page, I mean. Which I update every week because sometimes I have prior engagements twice a week. But when those are not happening, then I do this full time. Here, I raise full time Ace King Jack 10 for the last hand on penultimate hand on this table. Wheel money? I didn't take any pots down recently. What do you mean wheel money? Were you involved in a hand with us? If so, I hope it went well for you. Wow, 4 ways, huh? But it's actually not the worst board to see bet on. Give us no spade. Maybe I'd be more inclined not to. But with the spade, this guy doesn't hit this board very often. This guy doesn't hit this board very often. He is the most likely. No, seeing that we block top set. Top set is a possibility for this guy and for all of these, but we're blocking that. King 8 now in the mix of hands that beat us. Probably not up against the set at this point. King 8 we also block on the king. Two flush draws out there. I think I'll bet big here. It was down to heads up, maybe. Yeah, it's still bad, I think. Really? Eat and Chi-Ching, thank you very much for the kind words. Few more hands to come. Not many in here, we're in the picker now. Trouble is, my note on this guy says that he can fold to deliver two pot-sized bets in a big pot. Now him raising here. If it's two pair against those, we're doing alright. If it's the king 8. If it's better, then we're in deep doo-doo. The 8s with some spade draw. Is ace queen 8-8 with spades. I really don't know, man. Trouble is the pot is quite large. Oh man, the horror. Yeah, you hurry up, man. Alright. I do want to run it twice, yes please. Nice! We take down both of them! For the second to last pot, the penultimate pot of the day. Nice! Yeah, you hurry up, sir. I took all the time I needed there. I needed every second of it. Woo! Woo! Shazam. That was pretty good. A nice way to head into my day off. Really play Zoom PLO too. Alright, alright. I hope you're doing well. Here we could have gone with an even smaller sizing. It's pretty nice to do on a board like this. Now I might be pissed, or he might have it. I'll not play any guessing games. I'll just fold it, be happy having won the last pot. Let's rabbit hunt. Why not? Not that I would be pissed if a king would have rolled off. So, where does that leave us? I'll tell you while I put up the credits. Thanks everybody for the follows, by the way, and for the subs, or the resubs I should say. That's kind of you. Meanwhile, how did we make out for the session and for the day? The run and once is claiming we're breaking even there? Can that be right? Well, not breaking even, we're up a buy-in there. Yes, it can be. Let me restart it, I'm curious. The cashier is being weird for me. But it's probably, usually it's only weird when I still have tables open, so it probably is correct. That would put us one buy-in profit there for the day, so 20 euros on. So in total it would put us roughly 50 euros in profit for the day, and for the session 80 or 70 euros. All is well. All is well indeed. Right, so tomorrow is going to be my day off. On Thursday, I'll be back for an evening stream only, because in the afternoon I have the community college classes to give, or class. Then another full day of streaming on Friday and Saturday. Also the home games on Friday, don't forget. So, that's all I got. Thanks to all of you for keeping me company and being around, keeping the chat a lively place. I appreciate it. Cheers, and I'll see you Thursday if you want. And in the meantime, we'll head over to, what was his name? Killingbird's chat. Nice bloke, and as I said, nice giveaways usually. Tournament stream. Check him out if you want. Until then, thanks for watching.